Are you an ambitious person with goals, but you don't feel you're making any progress? And this leaves you frustrated and sad and like nothing is going your way, wondering what on earth is wrong with you. In this 3-step video, we will look at the science behind why we feel this way and also the downward spiral this can lead to. And also, let's together start inching our way out of this pit, yes? Hi, my name is Gwen Bach. I have a master's degree in applied neuroscience. And right now, I'm at the bottom of this pit with you. For the past 3 years, I've been trying to build a business with no success. Menopause hormones had me gain 10 kilos of weight and it just won't go away. And I just got a job offer at slightly above German minimum wage. Now this is my personal hell as an ambitious person with no progress and no light at the end of the tunnel. So first of all, let me tell you that this is real. This is real pain we're feeling, and it's hard and it's unfair, and you have every right to be angry and frustrated. So give yourself a pat on the back that you're here to face this and to solve it, because hey, it will be so much easier to binge watch junk on Netflix or social media or eat a tub of ice cream or whatever your unhealthy coping mechanism might. And this alone is progress, and we need to acknowledge that, even if you're eating ice cream right now while watching this video. So step 1, accept reality. And now there's no deceiving ourselves. I mean, my trousers and my bank balance are physical facts I cannot deny. And I can throw a temper tantrum, I can pretend they're not reality, but hey, whom am I kidding? And this is hard because there's this huge gap between my ideal self and my present actual self, who in my mind I ought to be versus my current reality. So let's rip this band-aid right off, because life is what it is and nobody ever said life is fair. Some people are born incredibly beautiful or into wealthy families or have some crazy talent, and others have zero ambition and don't seem to mind. And one of the most painful places to be is with high ambition but low results. And also maybe life keeps on throwing you curveballs, setback after setback. And I'm not saying this is easy. I know it's not. And it doesn't mean that you should settle for what is. All we do here is to acknowledge where we are. We don't blame, not others and not ourselves. And just that's what it is at this moment. Step 2, understand the evidence. And I'm a science girl, so I want to know what's happening and why on earth does it affect me so badly. And maybe that is something inherently human to ask why. Brandstetter and al. In 2013 and many other researchers found that lack of progress or a blocked goal can increase negative mood, anxiety, and even depressive-like symptoms. Yikes. And that all the way to a negative downward spiral. And this is where I feel I am right now. For me, I called it the bottom of the pit. They also found that this affects motivation and it reduces commitment and persistence, which explains the short bouts of motivation where I try to push harder and then I crash again later. Mospeck and Chevens 219 write about lower goal progress and early decreases in commitment and confidence, that they serve as pathways by which depressive symptoms predict poorer long-term goal outcomes. That means lack of progress typically precipitates a negative motivational spiral. And hey, evolution really could have thought about a better coping mechanism. Seroy's research explains, in my mind, the bouts of motivation where we try to push through and just work hard, and with lack of perceived progress, we retreat again, feeling low and frustrated. Basically like Groundhog Day without the happy end in sight. And all of this science is important because it tells us that we're completely normal human beings, and that this is how our brains work. If we stop right here, but we don't, because we want to get out of this, right? At least I do. And When I was still a therapist a few years back, I saw firsthand where doing nothing or doing anything at this stage, where that can lead to. And it's not where I want to go to or wish for any of you to go. So let's look at step 3. And an exercise I know I need to do it daily for the next few days. You get a pen and paper. Oops, I don't have one here. And you create 2 columns. And in the first one, you write, not in my control. And in the second one, in my control. While this may look obvious, it is something you need to really experience. It's like many of the exercises I use. Just watching me doing it won't change anything for you, but taking a few minutes and doing it by yourself will. And I like to, before doing something like this, gauge where I am. So on a scale from 0 to 10, how strong is that negative state you have, that feeling that you have right now? So for me, it's like an 8. And now to make it even more effective, I like to crank that feeling up to 9. And yes, it sounds freaky, but why would I want to make myself feel even worse? But wait, bear with me and follow along. So I crank it up to a 9, okay? So now, not in my control is the scale and how my body is reacting to the menopause hormones the doctor gave me, and my tight pants, and me waking up X number of times every night. And I cannot change the number of views or subscribers I have on YouTube, and the number of people that go to my website, and also the time constraints that I have for building my business, and the brain fog, and that building an online business in this day and age is not a plug and play logical system if you don't have any experience in the field. On the other hand, in my control, I can choose what I eat and drink. And I can go to the gym. I can go for longer walks. I can do things that I know that will reduce my stress. I can also decide to reduce my expectations, like that I need to fit into my pants again by next month, or like many of the gurus online advertise, make 6 figures in 6 weeks. And I can accept that it's hard and that it is unlikely to get any easier. And I can focus on the one next step, one next thing to do. And I can create this YouTube video to share my struggle and hopefully help somebody going through the same thing. I can also understand that I won't be able to resolve or fix it in 10 minutes because it's a very deep-seated issue for me, because I really need to reduce my weight, not just for vanity, but also for long-term health and aging. I also at some point need to contribute to our family income. So I need to take time to think things through and think of what I can do next, which for me is creating a workbook that I can start selling, because I used to have a few of these workbooks when I still had my therapy practice, and I know they were helpful for my patients, and I know I can create them within a reasonable amount of time. And they are super helpful. Plus, it will help me to get out of this very, very unhappy place. Kind of work therapy, and creating things like this calms me, and focusing on the research and creation process versus just the desired outcome. Okay, so now on my scale from 0 to 10, where am I? So now it's a 2 or 3, which is much better than the 8 or 9 I was before. So please do pause the video and do this exercise. Get yourself a pen and paper, and I dare you. And so, have you done the exercise? If not yet, please at least do it at the end of the video. And before we're done, I want to share a very sneaky quick fix with you. And I only realized now while recording this video that this is what's really happening with me. And that's so funny. And I will share the quick fix after telling you more about the next video and what I'll put in there before I forget it. And yes, I know this is only the first step to recovery, and I really want to turn this into a series of videos and a workbook, because I know it is so painful, and I want both you and me together to get out of this. If you would like to sign up for the workbook or the waitlist if you're watching this video before I'm done creating it, I'm putting the link below in the description. So in the next video, we will look at mental models and how they affect your goals, your future, and also where they come from and how to start reprogramming them. Okay, oh dear. Okay, this might be too much for one single video. However, I'll put them into a playlist so that you can watch them all and follow along. And I will keep on adding them as I record them. So here is the very sneaky quick fix I mentioned earlier. And I'm sorry, I can be so scatterbrained. I realized that because I'm feeling better now already after going through those 3 steps, so a 2 or 3 after being an 8 or a 9 in the past few days is really, it feels so much better. And this is not in my control, and in my control is exercise is really one of the most underrated tools. But I also realized that I pretty much recorded this video now, even though I had, I think, 5 takes so far. Now, building this channel is one of my major goals, and that, by the way, my progress has also been very frustratingly low. But having this video planned and now mostly recorded is me engaging in goal-directed action. And a research paper that has literally changed my life is Wang and Miljavskaya 2019, where they write about engaging in goal-directed action, how that makes us feel better within a very short time. However, I do appreciate that when I started this video, I was in a bad place, and the thought of me doing anything goal-directed would have made me feel even more frustrated. But we're all different, and maybe you have your goal-directed equivalent of creating a YouTube video, even if it is only something small, such as, doing the mic control exercise. And then even the smallest action that somehow, even indirectly, contributes to your goals. So big hug to you, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.